Foxboro Hot Tubs edition. And get this, I do this every Saturday. We take a complete discography by a band, we hit shuffle on Spotify, and I tell you which songs. Gotta stop doing the Finn McKenty fingers. I tell you which song wins in my mind, and then you guys in the comment section help me out with this, right? You guys can pick songs, but we are going to have a lot of fun with the Foxboro Hot Tubs. Stop, drop, and roll. Let's see what we got here. We have, I wish they had, there was that one song that was taken off the album. I wish that was in here. I wish that it was included, but it is not. So, if you bear with me for a minute, let me show you this really quick. We got the GDC. The GDC is up here. They're speculating that dude. Let's see really quick before we get people coming in here. Let's see what we can do, guys. Green Day chat. We're going to get in the Green Day chat, people. Who wants to get in here? Random thoughts or random news? Where should I post this that's not spammy? Okay, let's see. Maybe we can jump it right here. All right, I'm about to stop doing this. I should have done this earlier, but boom, bam, boom. All right, that's enough. All right, we are going to jump right in. I see I've got one viewer here. We're going to go ahead. Oh man, you left. We got the volume. We got to turn the volume down. Are you ready? You're doing it bleeping wrong. We're going to press play on Stop, Drop, and Roll with 3 exclamation marks. So, the title track, Stop, Drop, and Roll, versus Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Mother Mary. Oh, this is so easy for me. Mother Mary beats the title track by a million. I love all these songs, just as the case with Green Day or The Network for some reason, but Mother Mary, better song. Stop, Drop, and Roll is a very basic rock and roll track, and Mother Mary is just oozing with goodness. Now we have Sally going up against She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. And I'm going to say this is tough. This is tough, but I have to go with She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. There is a disconnect between the first half of this record and the second half, but it's done on purpose. You got side A, side B, but side A doesn't always beat side B, right? We can't be those types of people. Side A's and side B's deserve equal footing in the battlefield. Red Tide versus Ruby Room. Ruby Room is probably going to beat most Foxboro Hot Tub songs, but not all. It's a very, very solid track. One of my favorites. Dark Side of Night versus 27th Avenue Shuffle. Oh, this one's really tough. Dark Side of Night. I'm going to go Dark Side of Night, but that is really close. Almost a tie. Okay. The Pedestrian, the single, The Pedestrian versus Alligator. You've got a person walking down the street, and you've got Florida alligators. Pedestrian or an alligator? Pedestrian. That one was tough too. Not 100% tied there, but it was tough. Broadway, what was it? Highway 1 is the one we're missing, right? Broadway replaced Highway 1 for you Green Day Authority people. And man, I love Broadway, but I wish that Highway 1 would have maybe stayed on the record. Broadway versus Pieces of Truth. Pieces of Truth wins big time. Wow, big time. One of those instances where a later track is better than an early track on a record, right? Right. And then because that was my first shuffle, we're going to do another shuffle. We're going to do Pieces of Truth. We're going to do Pieces of Truth versus Alligator. And I go Pieces of Truth on that one. Okay. Now we've got Ruby Room, which is the champion so far. I think, yeah, it might be, I don't know. Ruby Room is way up there, just in songs in general. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Broadway. Oh, that is tough. Oh, that is so tricky. I wanted to say Broadway at first, but I think I'm going to say Stop, Drop, and Roll right now. Peep. The Pedestrian versus Mother Mary. Mother Mary. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity versus 27th Avenue Shuffle. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity wins. Dark Side of Night versus Red Tide. Dark Side of Night. That was really interesting, those two songs. All right, give me a comment. Give me your suggestion. You want to do She's a Saint, She's Not a Celebrity versus Mother Mary. But right now, I'm going to do Mother Mary versus Stop, Drop, and Roll, which would be, it goes to Mother Mary. Sally versus Broadway. Sally. The Pedestrian versus Pieces of Truth. Pieces of Truth beats Pedestrian. Dark Side of Night. Man, this makes me want to play these songs on guitar. Dark Side of Night versus Ruby Room. Ruby Room, people. Alligator, you space invader, you better get to moving, you alligator, you alligator, you alligator. Versus Red Tide. The alligator eats the red tide. That's going to make this video monetizable for sure. 27th Avenue Shuffle versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. And we got Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Sally. I go Sally. We got Ruby Room versus Pieces of Truth. Now this is, oh my gosh. I think this is like my ultimate Foxboro Hot Tubs challenge. Network, or not the Foxboro Hot Tubs, or Green Day, or Bugs. Oh my gosh, this is hard. Ruby Room versus Pieces of Truth. I need a ukulele. Ruby Room. Red Tide versus 27th Avenue Shuffle. Shuffle wins. Broadway versus Mother Mary. Mother Mary destroys Broadway with her body parts. Alligator. Alligator versus Dark Side of Night. Dark Side of Night. The Pedestrian versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. Saint beats Pedestrian. we could do this. Like, you know how the Foxboro Hot Tubs like play like this, like one song over another, over and over and over. We could do that. Foxboro. Let's make it interesting. There's no one here watching. There's no one watching me. You're not watching this. You're not watching this video. Hot Tubs, guitar chords. This is going to be painful. You guys ready? There's not that many. This is an unknown band. Mother Mary. Oh, there's a bunch of chords for The Pedestrian, Mother Mary. Dark Side of Night. Let's see if any of them are possible for me to play. Maybe we won't. Depends on how many people get here. 28 Seminole Solo. Broadway. Now I'm on my way down and down Broadway. Ooh, there's Highway 1. That could be interesting. I don't have a ukulele. Chords, Mother Mary chords. Or I don't have a ukulele. Ruby Room is my favorite, probably. And Sally could be fun. We can see which song wins in The Pedestrian, I think, is pretty easy to play. What do you guys think? You guys aren't here, so do whatever I want. I'll throw out a quick Mother Mary. Mother Mary, your Mother Mary versus Pieces of Truth. Almost a time. But Mother Mary. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity wins. You guys like American Idiot? I'll be right back, guys. I do have pants on. That's good. The guitar is out of tune. The chihuahua is out of tune. Right? The chihuahua is out of tune. Okay, good. Side of night. This is all the one with the halo light, raising the head within us as the angel flies. So you guys like this one? We're in a big chorus. There's a rain tonight falling from the sky. There's a lion's moon tonight. That song, verse Dark Side of Night versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. Oh, that person's gone now. That's it, people. I hope it helped. That's not part of the song. Let's do another one real quick because that's what the video is supposed to be. Red Tide versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. Celebrity beats the Red Tide, sadly. Ooh, green guitar pick. I have a green guitar pick. This isn't about Green Day, though. Whatever the reason, how far I go. Pedestrian versus Ruby Room. What do you think, buddy? Pedestrian Ruby Room. Ruby Room. Chihuahua's correct. That's not chords at all. Give me something easy, man. That looks incredibly complicated. We've already done that one, Booger. That one's too complicated. Man, these songs are overly complicated, man. For a band like this, no capo is the way to go. I was going to play a weird version of Sally there, but I didn't. Red Tide versus Pieces of Truth. Pieces of Truth beats Red Tide, and Mother Mary beats Sally. Very interesting. No, I don't want any pop-up ads. Thank you. Well, come on, baby, take a chance and get your shit together. Come on, baby, take a risk and do it about right. Drop your shadow on her. Ooh, I think I can play this and make it sound decent. Drop your shadow on a subway wall. Back in the saddle when you hear the call. Come on, baby, take a chance and get your stuff together. Your illusion ain't no lie, it's a crime. Ride, Sally. Oh, that's hard to do. Ride, Sally, ride. Like the speed of light on a road bridge. Can't say that on YouTube because my voice cracked. Well, now is the time, so you better put up a fight. Drop your shadow on the subway wall. Back in the saddle when you hear the call. So now is the time, 'cause I ain't got the time forever. Well, your illusion ain't no crime. Ride, 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 Sally, ride. I want to take a ride on my motorbike. That song's kind of hard to play, too. Everything's hard to play for me. Going down to the Ruby Road. I'm gonna meet my doom. By the name of Rosemary. She's a mystic of the dance. Straight and I will travel as a pass through ribbon unravels. Bring my heart in pain. Doesn't matter anyway. Doesn't matter anyway. Going down to the Ruby Road. Gonna meet my doom. By the name of Rosemary. She's a midnight pick of the day. What does that mean? She's the midnight pick of the day. Let's jump in. We ain't got the time forever. All right. Stop, drop, and roll versus Dark Side of Night. Dark Side of Night. I gotta put the guitar down. Okay, Stop, Drop, and Roll versus the Pedestrian. Pedestrian. And Mother Mary is going to be battling Pieces of Truth. And Mother Mary wins again. Alligator versus Sally. Sally beats Alligator. Those two are pretty closely entwined. roly poly, roly poly, roly poly, roly poly. Sally versus Red Tide. Sally. Ruby Room versus Broadway. Ruby Room. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity versus the 27th Shuffle. Shuffle loses. Dark Side of Night versus Alligator. Dark Side of Night. That's just a quality track. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Highway 1. I just threw that in there. Highway 1. Give it some love. Who wrote that? Mongo? Fink? We're going to do 27th Avenue Shuffle versus The Pedestrian. What do you think? I'm going to go Pedestrian. Then we're going to do Broadway. Highway 1 beats Broadway for sure. Red Tide. Oh, Red Tide versus Broadway. Ooh, that's interesting. Is this passion or your red tide? Should we Google Red Tide? YouTube, am I allowed to do that? It depends on what it is, I guess. What? I'll just type in red. Maybe it's like the laundry detergent. Oh, we got some information here, guys. This is very useful. It's not gross. It's not like Drama Queen gross. Drama Queen is not gross, and that's a different band. That was Green Day trying to be the Foxboro Hot Tubs. They succeeded in making a great trilogy. But a Red Tide, let's sing this to make it interesting. A red tide is a phenomenon that occurs when algae grows out of control along the coastline. The red tide comes from the fact that the algae can cause the water to change color. Red tides also cause harmful algal blooms called HABs. Red tides can be hazardous to human health and sea life. Algal bloom can deplete oxygen in the water and release toxins that may cause illness in humans and other animals. The toxins can kill fish and make shellfish dangerous to eat. The toxins may also make the surrounding air difficult to breathe. There are over 300 specific species of red tide, and they occur worldwide. One of the most well-known species is Caranja brevis, and that was the one that Billy Joe was writing about. We're researching red tides. I thought it was something gross, but it's a phenomenon of algae and stuff. 300 species of red tides, and they occur worldwide, and that rhymes. Carina brevis is the most famous red tide, and it's an organism that's a jerk. But now we've got people here. Hey, guys, give me some songs. We got Broadway versus Red Tide. Is this passion or... Thank you guys. You guys had two people there for a minute. Broadway versus Red Tide. I'm going to go... That one's a tricky one. I'm going to say Dirty Hands go to Red Tide this time. Sally goes against The Truth. Sally versus Piece of Truth. Pieces of Truth wins. See, I get more, I do what I'm supposed to do when there's people watching. I'm evil when there's no one watching. Red tide, red tide. Red tide, red tide. Is this passion or red tide. The red tide. I just lost my Green pick. Ruby Room. Ruby Room. Been listening to Bare Naked Ladies a bit. Okay. Ruby Room versus Mother Mary. Oh. Don't do that to me, baby. Mother Mary or Ruby Room? Going down to the Ruby Room. Mother Mary. I think Mother Mary might just beat out my favorite song. So maybe Mother Mary is my favorite. I think it beats Ruby Room. Amazing. Dark Side of Night beats. No, She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity beats Dark Side of Night. Why does it keep recommending the heavy? Stop, Drop, and Roll, the title track, versus the Pedestrian. Pedestrian wins. Ruby Room, Mother Mary again. Mother Mary. Red Tide versus Alligator. Alligator? Sally versus Broadway. Sally versus Broadway is a new song by Green Day. Sally. Dark Side of Night versus 27th Shuffle. Dark Side of Night. Pieces of Truth versus Celebrity. Pieces of Truth. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus 27th Avenue Shuffle. The Shuffle wins. We were reading about red tides. It's so cool. We're so cool, man. Ooh, I don't want to play that one. 27th Avenue Shuffle. What is this? Broadway. Now I'm on my way and I won't be late. We've already done Dark Side of the Night. Highway 1's pretty hard to play. Mother Mary's pretty hard to play. Little pieces of sticks and a bucket of stones. I'm afraid I'll be leaving you all alone, but I come back around. That was a Green Day reference. Got some pieces of truth. Even though it won't make no difference to you, yeah. Yeah, but we did it. Yeah, you done it. What the bleak did I get myself into with you? When I piece it together, baby, I put so many holes in you. Wow. Digging trouble with a shovel. You serve it up in so many different ways. Hey, hey. As a D chord. Now I got so burned that I learned not to hear another word. Don't mess with the mess. Don't mess with the mess. Don't hear another word. Don't mess. Don't mess. Don't mess with the mess around. Yeah. That was wild. That was a weird interpretation. Going down on the Ruby Road, I'm gonna be my doom. I'm the name of Rosemary. She's a midnight Wednesday, yeah. We'll do one more song versus song, and then I got a surprise. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Pieces of Truth. Pieces of Truth slaughters that song. Guitar chords. This is going to be better. If I can find it. You know what? I thought that they were out there. I got one that's going to work. Okay. We're going to keep going. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus Pieces of Truth again. Pieces of Truth. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity versus Mother Mary. Mother Mary wins again. The Ruby Room versus 27th Avenue Shuffle. The Ruby Room takes the room. The Red Tide, which we talked about in depth earlier in the stream. The Red Tide is going up against Ride, Ride, Sally, Ride. Red Tide versus Sally, Ride. Sally, I guess that one was kind of tough, kind of tricky. The Pedestrian versus Dark Side of Night. That's a tough one too. I'm going to say Dark Side of Night this time around. Alligator versus Broadway. Alligator. That was easy. Keeps recommending. Who are the heavy? Who are the heavy? Okay. Mother Mary is going up against 27th Avenue Shuffle. Mother Mary, clearly. Stop, Drop, and Roll is going up against Broadway. Those two, not the greatest. I love them both, but I'll say the title track. Pieces of Truth versus Red Tide. I go with Pieces of Truth. The truth is better than the bloody tide. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity versus Sally. She's a saint. Alligator versus Pedestrian. The Pedestrian is What I Am, an understated Samaritan. peaches, 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 peaches. Oh! Ruby Room versus Dark Side of Night. Oh, that's a tough one. I gotta go Ruby Room. Peaches, 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 peaches. Roll! We could do this all night, like the Foxboro Hot Tubs, playing the same song 20 times in a row. Stop, Drop, and Roll versus She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity. Celebrity beats Stop, Dropping, and Rolling. I'll Stay on Fire. We Didn't Start the Fire. Broadway versus Dark Side of Night. Dark Side of Night. That was easy. I just zoned out for a minute. I'm thinking about my peaches. Ruby Room versus Red Tide. The R's. Rated off of Reagan. Okay, Ruby Room beats Red Tide. Pieces of Truth versus Sally. Pieces of Truth. The Pedestrian versus Alligator. This time, I think we've done this one, but I think I'm going to say Alligator beats the Human. Now I'm on my way, looking down Broadway. Broadway's better than I remember it. 27th Ave Shuffle versus Mother Mary. That's Mother Mary. Mother Mary goes up against 27th Ave Shuffle, and she wins. Sally versus an Alligator. Sally, what do you guys think? Sally or Alligator? I can't cheat. I know these songs. Ride, 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 Sally, ride. You alligator, you space invader. I gotta go Sally. But those are very, very, very close. She's a Saint, Not a Celebrity versus Broadway. Celebrity beats Broadway, big time. Stop, Droop, and Roll versus Pieces of Truth. Come on. I gotta go take a shower in a minute, kill some roly-polies, make really weird live streams. When you piece it together, baby. Let's do Pieces of Truth versus Ruby Room. That is tough. That is tough. I'm going to go just because Ruby Room, and then we're going to end this poop. You know, there's only one song that really represents this band that we can end this on, right? There's only one song that represents the Foxboro Hot Tubs better than any other song in their catalog. I'm sure, like, I don't even think you guys have heard this. You know, even if you've been a Foxboro Hot Tubs fan for a while, the cover of this is not in the background. I walk the lonely road, the only road that I have ever known. I don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk a lonely street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps. I'm the only one, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. My shadow's the only one with someone, or they will find me. Till then I walk alone. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge, and where I walk alone. Between the lines, what's messed up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs, God, I'm still alive, and I walk alone. Walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. My shadow, the only thing that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish Jesus Christ would find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city seems a big